students, how are you? I hope you will be fine and safe. Okay, in the previous lecture we have completed poem 2.3. Okay, somebody's mother with all activities on page number 38. Now we are going to learn 2.4 lesson, the fall of Troy. The fall of Troy on page number 39. So on page number 39 there is activity, but the activity is reduced. Okay, so we will not learn this activity because this activity is reduced from syllabus. Keep in mind. So see on page number 40, page number 40, the fall of Troy. The fall of Troy means the defeat. Fall means defeat. Defeat of Troy. Troy is the name of city. Beautiful story it is, how the Troy city is defeated, how the Troy city is destroyed. Because of what the Troy city is destroyed, description is given in this story, the fall of Troy, part 1, page number 40. Okay, epics are long poems that relate the deeds of a great national hero or a great national war. You know that epics, okay? Ramayana, Mahabharata, these are epics. So epics are long poems. They are works, they are verses, they are long poems and they relate to the deeds. Deeds means actions. So these epics or long poems relate to the actions of great national heroes or great national war. Okay? So epics are about great national hero or great national war. They often tell of a nation's early history. Epics जब हम पढ़ते हैं जला महाकाव्य बोलता है. So इस epics में हम हमेशा उस नेशन की अर्ली हिस्ट्री क्या थी, पहले की हिस्ट्री, उसका इतिहास क्या था, इसके बारे में हमें पढ़ने को मिलता है. They may be composed and sung or recited for many years before they are actually written down. So they may be composed. Epics may be composed and sung. पहले epics को compose किया गया और गाया गया, या ऐसा भी हो सकता है कि पहले उसको गाया गया और बाद में compose किया गया. So may be composed and sung or may be sung or composed and recited. After composition or after singing, epics were recited for many years before they actually written down. Written down actually जब उनको किया गया, लिखा गया, उसके पहले बहुत साल उसको रिसाइट किया गया, उसको गाया गया, ओके, और उसके बाद उसको लिखा गया, ऐसा हो सकता है. First paragraph completed. The two famous Sanskrit epics are the Ramayana and the Mahabharata, and the two great epics of European literature written in ancient Greek are the Iliad and the Odyssey. जैसे रामायण महाभारता ये भारत के दो एपिक्स हैं संस्कृत में लिखे गए, वैसे यूरोपियन लिटरेचर में इलियाड और ओडिसी ये दो ग्रेट एपिक्स हैं. Just as in Indian literature we go back to the stories from the Ramayana and the Mahabharata, so the literature of Western countries, in the literature of Western countries, they go back to the Iliad and the Odyssey. जैसे भारत में हम इन दोनों का अभ्यास करते हैं या इन दोनों को हमने पढ़ा है, देखा है, वैसे वेस्टर्न कल्चर में या वेस्टर्न कंट्रीज के कल्चर में, लिटरेचर में इलियाड और ओडिसी को पढ़ा जाता है. Just as children all over India know the names of stories of Ram and Sita, Yudhishthira and Arjuna, Draupadi, okay, so children in Western countries know the names of Hector and Odysseus and Achilles and Helen of Troy, the most beautiful woman in the world, Helen of Troy, the most beautiful woman in the world. Because of whom? Because of Helen, Because of this beautiful woman, the Greek and Trojans fought for 10 long years. The Greek people and Trojan people fought. There was war between Greek and Trojan for 10 long years because of Helen. जैसे महाभारत और रामायण, महाभारत द्रौपदी की वजह से, द्रौपदी के अपमान की वजह से महाभारत हुआ, वैसे ये जो फॉल ऑफ ट्रॉय मतलब वॉर ऑफ ट्रॉय है, ये वॉर ऑफ ट्रॉय हेलन की वजह से हुआ। और ये जो युद्ध था, ये जो वॉर था, ये वॉर 10 साल तक चला ग्रीक और ट्रोजन्स में। ऐसा उनका इतिहास है, जैसे हमारा इतिहास है वैसे उनका भी यह एक इतिहास है। ओके, सेकेंड पैराग्राफ इज कंप्लीटेड। नाउ थर्ड पैराग्राफ, nobody knows for certain who the author of these early epics is। इसका एपिक्स का मतलब जो ओरिजिनल ऑथर है, राइटर कौन है, ओरिजिनल ऑथर कौन है, इसके बारे में किसी को भी पता नहीं है कि किसने लिखा, कितने वर्षों पहले लिखा। Nobody knows this. It is thought that they arose and developed with the nation itself. So these epics were developed, these epics were rose with the nation. जैसे नेशन डेवलप होता गया वैसे स्टोरीज को डेवलप किया गया, and were handed down from singer to singer. These epics were handed down from one singer to another singer, one singer to another singer, till perhaps one great poet gave them their final form. Okay, this activity happened till perhaps a great poet gave these epics their final form, their final structure. मतलब ये डेवलप होता गया, डेवलप होता गया, डेवलप होता गया, और अंत में किसी ग्रेट पोएट ने इस एपिक्स को एक फाइनल टच दिया, एक फाइनल फॉर्म दिया, और उसके बाद ये एपिक्स दुनिया भर पढ़ने जाने लगे। ओके, थर्ड पैराग्राफ इज कंप्लीटेड। नाउ नेक्स्ट पैराग्राफ, it is believed that the Iliad and the Odyssey were composed and recited by the blind poet named Homer, who lived about 900 BCE before Christ, and who wandered from one Greek city or village to another, singing his poems to all who would receive him in their homes and give him hospitality. So it is believed, ऐसा माना जाता है कि Iliad and Odyssey, they were composed, these two great epics were composed and they were recited by a blind poet. There was a blind poet named Homer. Homer was the name of that blind poet, and he lived about 900 BCE. Homer lived about 900 BCE, before Christ era, before Christian era, and he wandered. Homer wandered from one city to another city, one village to another village, one home to another home. He wandered everywhere, and with wandering he sang his poems. Homer wandered singing his poems to all who would receive him in their homes. जो कोई भी होमर का उसके घर में स्वागत करता था, जो कोई होमर को घर में बुला के उसे खाना वगैरह देता था या घर में उसका आवभगत करता था, उसके लिए होमर ये जो पोएम्स थे या ये जो ग्रेट एपिक्स थे वो गाता था। Okay, in their homes, and gave Homer hospitality, gave Homer good treatment, okay, like guest. This wandering singer has been honored through the ages. Wandering singer Homer has been honored, has been respected through the ages, not only in Greece but also in Europe, and as the father of European poetry. So Homer is called as the father of European poetry. उसको यूरोपियन पोएट्री का फादर कहा जाता है क्योंकि वो ग्रीस में और ऑल ओवर यूरोप में उसको ऑनर दिया जाता है, रिस्पेक्ट दिया जाता है. ओके, पैराग्राफ कंप्लीटेड. नेक्स्ट पैराग्राफ, लास्ट पैराग्राफ ऑन पेज नंबर 40. The Iliad is the story of Ilium or Troy, a rich trading city in Asia Minor near the narrow sea that leads from the Aegean to the Black Sea. Now Iliad, we will know about Iliad. The Iliad is a story. It is a story of Ilium or Troy. Ilium or Troy. Iliad is the story of Troy, and Troy was a rich trading city, rich business city in Asia Minor. In Asia Minor near narrow sea that leads from the Aegean to the Black Sea. Aegean to the Black Sea, area of sea. And in near that area there was a city in Asia Minor called Troy. It was well situated both for commerce and agriculture. ये जो ट्रॉय सिटी थी, ये ट्रॉय सिटी कॉमर्स और एग्रीकल्चर के लिए फेमस थी. मतलब खेती हो या व्यापार हो, वो दोनों के लिए ट्रॉय सिटी फेमस थी. इट वाज रिच सिटी. इन फ्रंट ऑफ द सिटी वाज द सी over which sailed ships of page number 41, ships of Troy carrying goods and grains. In front of Troy city there were ships in the sea, and the ships sailed carrying goods and grain. At the back rose the high peak of Mount Ida, from which flow many rivers and streams. At the back of the city there was a high mountain. There was a high peak of mountain named Mount Ida. Okay, and from that mountain there flowed many streams and rivers. Means many rivers and streams flowed from mountain Ida, which was back of the city. The valleys among the hills were well watered and fertile. अब जो valleys थे, valleys among the hills में जो valleys थे, the valleys were well watered and they were fertile. They were fertile means they were good for crops with corn growing. Valleys were good for crops with corn growing in fertile fields, and cattle feeding on the rich grass of the meadows, while sheep fed on the slopes of the hill. Okay, so in the valleys among the hills there was growing corn crop in fertile fields, and cattle were also feeding on the rich grass. There were so much of grass in those valleys, okay, of the meadows. What is meadows? Meadows is a grassland, okay, land of grass, where sheep fed on the slopes of the hills. Hills के जो slopes थे वहाँ sheep feeding होता था, और valleys के जो grasslands थे वहाँ cattle feeding होता था, और valleys की जो fertile land थी वहाँ corn को grow किया जाता था. So in this way that Troy city was very much rich with agriculture. Next paragraph. Round their city the Trojans had built a strong wall so that no enemy should attack them from the sea. So city के round the city of Troy, Trojans had built a strong wall so that no enemy could attack on Troy city. The wall was so broad that people could stand and sit and walk on it. The great gate stood open and people could go to the seashore outside and come in as they pleased. जब भी इस ट्रॉय सिटी के बहुत बड़े गेट को खोला जाता था, खोलने के बाद लोग बाहर जा सकते थे, सी बीच को जा सकते थे और फिर वापस आ सकते थे. So there were great gates of that great wall, big wall, and whenever the wall opened, people could go outside and come inside as they pleased. But in time of war, the gates would be closed. जब वॉर होता था तब अंदर के लोगों के लिए ये जो गेट्स थे वो बंद हो जाते थे, मतलब कोई भी इनसाइड पीपल हो वो बाहर नहीं जा सकता एट द टाइम ऑफ वॉर. And then the city was like a strong fortress. The city was like a strong fortress at the time of war because the gates would be closed. So city was like a strong fortress, strong fort, quite safe from all attack, protected by the walls surrounding it as well as by the hills behind. Okay, because of walls, because of hills, because of strong gates, the city was safe. The people were safe because the city was like a strong fortress, strong fort, and it was quite safe from all attack because of gates, walls and hills. Okay, paragraph completed. Next paragraph. Thus Troy was a strong city, strongly protected by its walls and strongly defended by its brave soldiers. Troy was a strong city. और इस तरह से ये जो ट्रॉय सिटी थी, ये ट्रॉय सिटी बहुत ही स्ट्रांग थी. गेट्स की वजह से, स्ट्रॉन्ग वॉल्स की वजह से, या उसके सराउंडिंग में जो हिल्स थे उस हिल्स की वजह से ट्रॉय एक बहुत ही स्ट्रॉन्ग सिटी बन चुकी थी. Because strongly protected by its walls, strongly defended by its brave soldiers. Not only because of walls, but also because of great soldiers, brave soldiers. ट्रॉय में जो सोल्जर्स थे वो भी बहुत ब्रेव थे, इसलिए ट्रॉय एक मजबूत सिटी बन चुकी थी. But all the kings and heroes of Greece had declared war against the Trojans because Paris, a prince of Troy, had persuaded Helen, wife of Greek king Menelaus, to elope with him. लेकिन ऐसा हुआ कि ये जो मजबूत और सेफ ट्रॉय सिटी थी, उस ट्रॉय सिटी के अगेंस्ट वॉर को छेड़ दिया गया. ओके, ऑल द किंग्स एंड हीरोज ऑफ ग्रीस. किसने छेड़ा? ऑल द किंग्स एंड हीरोज ऑफ ग्रीस. ग्रीस के सभी राजाओं ने वॉर को डिक्लेयर कर दिया, वॉर को छेड़ दिया अगेंस्ट ट्रोजन्स, अगेंस्ट ट्रॉय सिटी. क्यों वॉर डिक्लेयर किया? बिकॉज पेरिस, बिकॉज ऑफ पेरिस. अब पेरिस कौन था? पेरिस, अ प्रिंस ऑफ ट्रॉय. पेरिस वाज प्रिंस ऑफ ट्रॉय. ही हैड परसुएडेड हेलन. ही हैड परसुएडेड हेलन. परसुएडेड मींस व्हाट? ही कन्विंस्ड हेलन. एंड हु वाज हेलन? Helen was a wife of Greek. Helen was a wife of Greek and he persuaded Helen. Okay, so in this way we have completed this paragraph on page number 41. Thank you.